guys, welcome back to Simply Blissful Living. This is Romy, and today I'm sharing my recipe for Fiji style Pulao masala. I've been tweaking this recipe for a while, and I know a lot of people have requested this recipe, so I'm really happy to bring this recipe to you now. This is obviously my recipe, my family's recipe, and every family makes it differently, so make adjustments as you need, but do give it a try and let me know what you think. You're going to need these spices for this. So we're going to start off with 1 tablespoon of cumin seeds. I'll have the recipe listed below as always. 1 tablespoon of fennel seeds, half a tablespoon of peppercorns or gul mirch. These are black peppercorns. We have 4 star anise. This is what gives it like this fiery kick, I believe. And then we're going to use 1 whole nutmeg. I have 1 tablespoon of cardamom pods. I'm going to use it with the peel and all. 2 tablespoons of coriander seeds. And we're going to use 1 teaspoon of cloves. This also lends to that very classic Fiji masala. And then I'm using about 1 tablespoon's worth or about 7 inches worth of cassia, which is a cinnamon or something like cinnamon dalchini. This is what we typically used in Fiji, but any cinnamon will do. And then I also have 4 to 5 dried chilies here. Again, if you don't want it spicy, you can leave this out, but typically Pulao masala has some kind of chili in it. And then now this last one is unconventional but highly recommended. You can leave it out if you don't have it, but it's 1 mace or javitri as it's called in Hindi. We're going to start off on medium high or medium heat. I'm using a cast iron pan for this. I highly recommend something heavy bottom or cast iron. If you have a tawa or a tawa, then use that to lightly roast this because it does hold in the heat very well. So once your pot or your pan is warm, we're going to go in with all the bigger spices. So I'm going in with my cinnamon, my star anise, and then the whole nutmeg. You can also break up the nutmeg with like your mortar pestle, or your belna if you want. I'm also going to add in the chili peppers, the javitri or the mace, and the cardamom pods. Now I didn't add all the spices in at once to roast because the smaller size spices like the cinnamon, the cumin, and the fennel seeds, they roast a lot faster, so I want to give the bigger spices more time to roast and kind of heat through. So I add that in first, and I roast this for a good 5 to 7 minutes before I add the smaller spices. Once you add the smaller spices, you can go ahead and roast this for another 5 minutes or until the cinnamon and the cumin and all the lighter spices start turning a golden color, and you'll also smell these spices it's going to become very fragrant, so your nose will know that it's done. I recommend lowering the heat after you add in the smaller spices to medium low, and then just keep on stirring it, and after about 5 minutes turn off the stove. If you're using a heavy bottom pan, you really want to turn off the stove about 5 minutes later, or once you start getting that nice aroma. But you still want to keep stirring because obviously the spices are going to keep roasting and you don't want them to burn, especially like the cumin seeds and the fennel seeds. If you don't keep stirring them, they will end up burning. Once you've roasted the whole spices really well, I recommend that you transfer this to a wide plate or a tray and let this cool completely. Do not grind this while this is warm because the heat will, number one, cause moisture to build up in the masala, and number two, it's just not recommended for your grinder most of the time. I just use a coffee grinder to grind this really fine. If it takes you a couple of tries to get all the bigger pieces, go ahead and do that. Sometimes my nutmeg won't grind up all the way, so I'll look through the powder and then I'll take the bigger pieces and grind them up, but that's all you have to do. I do let the masala cool down completely in a pan, in a plate before I transfer to an airtight container. I like to keep my masala either in a mason jar, as you can see here, or if you're in the US, and I think they're available throughout the throughout the worldwide. These whack jars are amazing airtight containers to store your masala. Another tip is to put your masala on like parchment paper or wax paper, or even like a just like a clean paper, and that way you can easily transfer it to your jar without having spills. But this is it. This is a great tasting masala. You can use this for obviously chicken pulao. You can use it for uh, any meat palau. You can use it for vegetable palau, or you can use this for other meat dishes. I love it in like duck curry and goat curry. It's really flavorful masala, and nothing beats homemade masala. So I do hope you give this recipe a try. If you do, please let me know what you think of it. I do have a recipe for chicken palau coming up shortly, so look forward to that. And until next time, you guys take care, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.